So last night we saw 2 Divas matches, one of which was Emma versus Layla. So this never-ending feud between Emma and Santino and Fandango and his new valet and Layla continued last night. The match itself was fine. Layla's a very good worker. Emma's a very good worker. They're both good workers. The match itself was good. I'm just not a fan of how they're utilizing Emma. Layla, I'm okay with, because they're not going to do anything with her regardless. So her with Fandango is okay, like, whatever. But the fact that they're utilizing Emma in this role is disgusting.
Yeah.
So, Jonathan, I'll start with you first, and I'll get to your ranting thoughts next, RJ, because I know Jonathan wanted to discuss this. So, Jonathan, what are your thoughts on the Emma versus Layla match last night, the whole feud with Santino, and the whole Cobra sex hand thing last night that they had going on last night, and your thoughts on how they're utilizing Emma at the moment?
Well, this whole thing is pretty pointless.
Yep.
They need to find something better for Emma. They need to find something better for Fandango. When the whole thing, he was so hyped when he first was going to debut. It was big at first, the whole crowd thing, the Fandangoing, and look at him now. He's feuding with Santino, and this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Emma, she's a great diva. She could be huge in the upcoming months, next coming weeks even, but they just have to change the direction that she's in. And with Layla's a great diva as well. But the whole thing with Fandango dumping Summer Rae, I don't understand that, especially with Summer Rae. I don't know what's next for her even.
I'm fine with Fandango, how they're utilizing him. The difference between Emma and Fandango, and I mean, Emma's gimmick kind of not limits her, but she has that goofy gimmick to begin with, so I could see why they're like, oh, let's put 2 and 2 together and put Santino together with her. But with Fandango, he had a limited gimmick to begin with, so I don't see him being anything big. Like we said last week, very good worker. I'm a fan of Johnny Curtis.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this because I'm not a fan of Fandango, just... And a feud between him and Santino doesn't surprise me, to be honest.
His gimmick limits who he can wrestle with.
Exactly. So it's just the use of Emma in this entire thing that really bothers me the most. Makes no sense. And Santino is beyond stale to the point
oh my God.
There's nothing that... What else can he possibly do? The people don't care about him.
Yep.
They don't care about Hornswoggle and Torito. I don't even know if we'll have time to rant about this. Because the reaction to the match...
Awful.
The reaction to the match they had last night was, and they even had one on main event like 10 minutes ago, like an hour ago. No one cared then either. That's a whole other rant. But with Emma though, she's very, very talented. I'm hoping this is only temporary. They put her in the Divas title picture or something, because the way they're using her right now is ridiculous. Because this whole thing with Santino is a complete waste of her talent, and she's getting over too. Like the whole Emma dance thing. I mean, people like that. And it's not huge or anything. It's not as big as Fandango was, but it's getting over gradually. But being put with Santino just is mind-boggling. So, RJ, your ranting thoughts?
I think it's so stupid that she's with Santino. I think it's so dumb. She's a great worker. She has great moveset. She can get the crowd going, but then they stick her with stupid Santino, who's seen the same stupid gimmick the last 3 years. The Cobra's the
7 years. He's been
exactly. The stupid Cobra. I do not know how anyone can get beat by that, but that's beside the point. And then now they have her with her own Cobra. And then the whole sex thing with the Cobra, which is so stupid. They literally need to I don't care if she's like wrestling other divas, but
at least she's on her own.
Exactly. They need to get rid of her with Santino, because it is the stupidest thing ever, and they're underutilizing her talent pretty much. Like, she could have a good match with the Bellas, and we've seen plenty of good matches with her on NXT with Paige.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's had some great matches on NXT with Paige.
Absolutely.
I'd rather see her on NXT wrestling actually good match than seeing her on Raw with some stupid segment with Santino. The match with Layla was good.
It was
not like it wasn't a bad match, but once she pulled out the Cobra...
No, everything behind it was
yes.
dumb.
Once the Cobra came out, I was like, Jesus, not... Like, they're making this even worse than it already was.
They also only face Fandango and whoever...
Yeah, exactly. At least...
And then Emma wins...
Every time.
The pin. Like,
she
match
pins every
is
time.
Santino versus Fandango, then she pins the other girl.
Yeah. The only good thing about her being with Santino, at least she's getting airtime. At least she's not one of the divas, like, not getting used at all. Yeah. She is getting used, but not right. Yeah. She should be on her own, wrestling good divas, and that should be it. We've seen her and Paige wrestle. They had great match on NXT. She's wrestled other girls on NXT and had great matches. She can get good matches. I think eventually she will feud with Paige. But right now, they're not using her correctly. And That's pretty much it.
No, yeah, I completely agree. And going back to the Summer Rae thing too, I think it's fine that they replaced her with Layla, because Summer Rae I think could be very good on her own. She proved that on Total Divas.
Yeah, but what are they gonna do with her now?
Well, for right now, it's not like they broke her away from Fandango and now they're not using her. Apparently, based off the leaked script from last week that leaked online, she's off filming the Marine 4 with The Miz, and she'll be gone for a month. So when she comes back, she'll be doing something when she gets back from inactivity. So what they do with her, I don't know. If they do her versus Paige, maybe she comes back and brings the BFFs to the main roster. Yeah. You know, Sasha and Charlotte. I'd be fine with that. You know, bring the NXT storylines to the main roster.
Get rid of Rosa Mendez.
Yeah, exactly.
Oksana.
You do that.
Yeah, you can axe plenty of the divas.
You do that until AJ comes back, which I think they should give her another month off or so. You can even, I said this in my video yesterday, but you can wait until SummerSlam to do that matchup. I think it's very fine. I don't think they need to rush into doing it at Payback or Money in the Bank. It's a big matchup, so they can wait to do that.